Hello guys and girls, my name is Levitee. Welcome back to ABL Season 3, Week number 9. We're here for my match against Mid Pokemaster and the Kentucky Torracats. If you did not watch the team build, I highly recommend you go check it out. I won't be going in depth of the team I brought, and so on. So, this game is pretty important, kind of not at the same time for me to make playoffs. Well, basically, like, all the games are important for me to win to try and make playoffs. So, I'm going to try and do that, of course. He brought the Raikou, the Salazzle, the Tapu Fini, the Mega Absol, the Kartana, and the Kingler. So, he didn't bring the Salamence, which shocked me a bit. Now, I was kind of on the edge of whether or not he would bring the Salamence or not, because one, Ice Celestial, which 100% shuts it down in its tracks. Plus, it would need +5 to OHKO my Melodic with Outrage, bar it clicking a Z move on me, which it probably would anyway. So, I was just happy not to see it, because, like I said in the team build, I have a habit of losing to Dragons in league format, so happy not to see that thing. But let's go ahead and start this right here now. Let's go ahead and press play, if it'll go. There we go. So I lead with my Mega Cham because I thought he would lead with the Mega Absol, so I thought it to myself, okay, you know what, I could get some nice damage on that thing with a fake out. So he actually leads with the Finny here instead, but I'm like, okay, still no reason for me not to just click fake out here. Does 21%, does a decent chunk, and I realize he's not very physically defensive there. Or I might have just calced wrong, so I go into my Alolan Muck because I know I can take like any one hit from this thing and it'll probably force him out. So he's gonna switch here into the Kingler. I actually go for the knockoff, predicting him to switch there, and we knock off his Life Orb, which is really nice because Life Orb Sheer Force is, you know, it's a problem. So he goes in the, or I go into my Melodic here as he clicks for the knockoff, knocking off my Flame Orb, which is a bit of annoying. It wasn't that annoying. Basically, like, it would only be annoying for like the Mega Absol, and that was basically it. And the Kingler, of course. So that was really only downside to that, but other than that, I wasn't really bummed of losing. If he had Salamence, then I would have been a lot more bummed about losing my Flame Orb, but is what it is. So he goes into his Raikou here. I'm like, okay, not gonna stand on this thing. Actually, well, yeah, I get the Surf off because he switched, of course, but now I switch out because I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna switch. So I'm thinking he might Volt Switch here, so I'm gonna go ahead and prevent that, but he actually just goes for the Calm Mind here, so I'm like, okay, I'm not still worried about this because I do have a Alolan Muck, which is still pretty healthy, so I just Volt Switch, get some damage on him. And he finds out that I'm Scarf here. So I go into my Alolan Muck. As I can eat any one hit for me, he goes for the Shadow Ball. As you can see, it's only going to do 9% to me. So I can live that. And I just whip out the knockoff here. He's going to go for Thunderbolt. That's 30% to me. You know, good chunk of damage. But I will live the next one. Unless he gets like a Maxwell or something. Yep, see, I live that one. And I go for the knockoff or the Poison Jab. And I knock out his Raikou. There's a massive threat gone. I really thought he would have brought Specs versus me. But I guess Calm Mind makes a bit more sense. But I would have personally bought Specs because, like, I'm pretty sure Specs plus a 1 Calm Mind Life Orb Raikou did the same damage. But I felt like Specs was a bit better, but whatever. He goes into a Salazzler, and I'm like, okay, well, my Mug's basically dead. I'm on 8% health. I'm not going to live any hit from really anything, so I just sack it off here. You know, Mug did his job in basically just dealing with the Raikou, which is honestly what it was there for. It was also there for... Wait, I went back to Mega Turns. It was also there for, like, stopping Mega Absol from spamming Dark-type attacks, and maybe Tapu Fini. But other than that, it did its job. So I go into my Melodic as he goes in the Kingler. And I just fire off the Surf. I am faster, and this will knock him off. So this was another plus side to bring a Surf, because now I could two-shot this Kingler right here. And I do that, and thankfully I outspeed, go for the Surf, and the Kingler goes bye-bye. So my Melodic picks up a kill this game. He goes in the Kartana here. Okay, I'm like, okay, well, I can just go into my Celestial. Bamboo's gonna come in. He goes for the Leaf Blade. It gets a crit on me, but whatever. It still doesn't do any damage to me. He actually stays in here and just goes for the Sacred Sword, so he reveals he is not Scarf, which is great for my Manectric, being able to outspeed it. And if I get my webs up with Rabombi, that means Mega Medicham will be able to outspeed it, which is also amazing. So Sacred Sword actually does a lot of damage to me, 36%. Now I go for the Leech here because I didn't think he would stay in, because the only thing he can really touch me is Sacred Sword, but he does stay in. But this time he goes for into Tapu Fini. I think I just go for the Protect, Scout. And I'm just like, okay, well, I'm going to stay in because I can live any hit. He goes for the Moonblast. I'm going to get the Leech Seed off so we can get some nice chip on this Tapu Fini with the Leech Seed damage. He goes back in the Kartana as I go for the Earthquake, trying to actually predict him to go into the Salazzle. I feel like it's a bit laggy. Is it laggy for anyone else, or is it just me? But I go for the Protect as he goes for the Knockoff. I'm like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and stack my Celestia here and knock off, because I basically had to sack something to this Kartana. I didn't really know what I wanted. I could have been Rabombi, but I really like Rabombi being able to outspeed the Mega Absol. And I needed my Loaded for the Tapu Fini. so I didn't lose to that. And for the Salazzle, and I needed Magnetric just because it outsped his entire team. And honestly, I could have sacked Mega Medicham here, because it was going to get outsped by everything but Tapu Fini. Oh, it's freezing up there. Okay. But I didn't. I just couldn't. I just sacked my Celesteela. Because it was already at low health, and my only way was recovery was Leech Seed. So I'm like, okay, well, I go into my Manectric here. I think Volt Switch had actually a possibility. No, Thunderbolt could Oko that. So I just whipped that out. He actually reveals he Scarfs Salazzle, which thankfully that did not knock me out, because that would have been bad if my Manectric went down here. But Manectric picks up a kill and the Salazzle goes down now. He goes into his Mega Absol. I'm like, okay, he's probably going to go for Sucker Punch here. And here I'm like, okay, you know what? I think this is a good time for me to sack my Mega Medicham. So I just sack it. And I also went in the Mega Medicham because I thought he was Sucker Punch. So, and I'm not sure, I didn't even bother calculating it, but I don't think a player F could knock out my Mega Medicham. It's not Stab. He goes into Tapu Fini. As I actually just go for the high jump kick instead of going to the fake out predicting in the switch. I'd rather get some massive damage. Actually, I originally went for high jump kick because I thought he might have went Kartana on my fake out. So I was like, okay, well, I'd rather like kill something here. So that's what I do. High jump kick, gonna be able to knock out Tapu Fini. Well, actually, I go for the Zen Headbutt because I don't want to miss high jump kick. Zen Headbutt can miss, of course, but it's a higher chance it'll hit. So he goes into Kartana here. Now, if this was a Scarf Kartana, I would have lived this it, but since he was like offensive, not Scarf, I died, which is unfortunate because that thing would have been dead if I lived. So he gets a boost. Oh my god, he gets a beast boost here, but it doesn't really matter because I have Manectric that can revenge kill this thing. Volt Switch had a guaranteed Oko, so I just went for that, and I basically win the game here because Rabami comes in, Mega Absol comes in, Sucker Punch is not going to do much damage to me, and I can connect with the Moonblast, and it's going to knock out the Mega Absol. And did you guys see Mega Absol Sprite? That was clean. Absolutely clean. But we take a good 3-0 victory here. A very important win for me. But like I said at the beginning, basically all my wins are important to make playoffs, so I will try my best to win all of my matches. I don't think I can, but not gonna say I will try, because I will. Next week we faced, I think, Mimikyu and the North Lake Nihilegos, which is actually the defending champion of the ABL. So that will be a really hard match, but I have confidence I can win. I'll come in that one with confidence, and if I can win that match, my playoff possibilities will be greater, because that means I will have beaten Sly and Mimikyu, which are both playoff contenders. So that'll be good for me. Plus, it'll be a confidence booster. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this battle, don't forget to put it in my lap. I always do that. I mess up my outro so bad. But if you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to click the like button down below. There we go. Maybe I should just do it slow. Also, subscribe to Mid Pokemaster. His channel link will be down in the description below. He will not be uploading his battle, but he's a cool dude, and you should subscribe to him anyway. But I'm gonna get that guy there now. Hope you guys have a beautiful day.